like here so it doesn't, so your guests can walk. How's that? They're still like that.
Yeah, maybe it is like.
I think I'm gonna go around. Jerry.
Let's wander over here.
I can't follow with the rest of
Initially, one of my goals was to improve the human care. I was able to do that by anesthesiology.
So was it back on the
At very poor people, it's a lot of there's no fire going into it. I was fairly instrumental.
on now, just for dress rehearsal.
Stop for the video.
Where is it coming from? Yeah.
You've got ringside seats for your picture.
I didn't realise that. I'm sorry. Are you the one who did that whole thing together? Well, the people like you. Beautiful. You must congratulate you. It's amazing. That picture that was so wonderful. But it's beautifully done, honestly. So I have to, get out of the way now because I mean, there's professionals around.
I'm a non-official, but I've got a new camera myself for real. Gary, you should have a mask. I'd love to. Yeah. Just taking out around. Sorry. Come on, this group wants to drink. This is a critical moment. Are we not doing that? Come on, man. You want to?
Roger Desenberg is here. He's been known to be late, but he is here.
Isn't he cute?
It's a miracle.
He's great. I love Gary.
That's all I wanted to say was Roger's on time.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday, Dad.
It's not true. I'm always on. I always pull through. Late. Pace is wonderful.
You like my picture? I'm here again. Should I take my hat, my mask off? Okay. Here's my mask.
Yeah, I'm sitting here.
Does that mean you don't want to sit next to me?
Are you going to sit next to Frank? That was the answer he was given. Jerry won't have to. He was. Do you think it's safe to let the two of them sit next to each other? You won't have to hit them. You won't have to hit them. It's in this thing. They're gonna make a move.
Yeah, I will listen to you. This is not it. We're at 12. All right, we'll see. I want to. Wait till
You're the cameraman too, huh? You're doing a.
because there's no time. Oh my God, it's so far from
Okay. First of all, I want to welcome everybody.
My name is one guy.
Be here all hours. I'd like to welcome y'all to my dad's half-century party. This evening is not going to be your typical formal function. Tonight we're going to have many surprises for y'all, considering it's my dad's half-century party. So please drink up, enjoy, and this is going to be one of the most memorable evenings of your life. Just a little information. Get everyone up to date on my dad. Today is his 50th birthday, and in only 5 years, he'll be eligible for senior citizen discount. A testament to what kind of person my father is by the many people who have traveled far distances to experience this happy occasion. On behalf of my brother and sister, I want to thank my father for giving us a higher education and being a great dad. I would also like to thank my mother, who will be turning 50 shortly, for her love and time that she has put into this great weekend. The first person to toast my elderly father is my younger sister. She's following in my footsteps and going to Boston University next year. At times, she is just like my mother, caring for others and her cooking ability. I know that when the times get tough, she will always be there for me and my brother. Family and friends, I would like to call upon my sister Jillian to toast my decrepit father.
They won't be elvish.
I'd like to welcome everybody here tonight and thank you for sharing this very special evening with my family and I. Dad, happy birthday. I want to wish you congratulations on your 50th and for making it here tonight without a clue. Today marks a great milestone in your life, and as your only daughter, I feel very privileged to be celebrating this special evening with you. You mean the world to me, and I wouldn't have missed the celebration for anything. But I mean, really, Dad, if it was your 49th, I'd still be on spring break at the beach. At 8 o'clock this morning, while most of you were still half asleep, my dad and I ran a 10K race together. Dad, if you've been feeling a little overwhelmed lately by turning 50, this morning you showed that age is only a number. And that your youth is still with you. I hope I'm as fit at 50 as you are. A little bit of advice. You might try looking even younger in your new car if you took the top off and let me drive it. Face it, Dad, you weren't expecting such a big birthday celebration before all the out-of-towners arrived, but we really put one over on you this time. We all got a kick out of all the planning and scheming behind your back for the party. With plaster all over the face and you lying on the kitchen floor, did you really think you were helping your studious Sean? But I hope you got a fright when we arrived here tonight. Thank God all the big little white lies are now over. Dad, enjoy the party. It's in your honor, and make it a memorable one too. You are the world's greatest to me, and I only wish the best for you in the future. And now, I invite you all to raise your glass and join me in a toast to my dad. Dad, I hope your next half century is as happy and healthy as your first. Happy birthday. I love you.
Brother. People look at us all the time and say, you guys can't possibly be brothers. You don't look anything alike. And I say, thank God. If y'all have wondered how my aging father accumulated all those gray hairs, well, my brother takes all the credit for that. Yeah, let's give you a little story. In high school once, my brother and I schemed the exact same way to skip school. I made it out alive, he got busted and got suspended. If Sean does anything wrong, I mean, he always gets caught. You know, it's just life. There are a million stories that we can talk and we can go on about Sean, but I don't want to waste your time. Family and friends, I'd like to call upon Sean to present my geriatric father with a special gift.
Dad, you've given me so much pleasure and so many chances to experience life. Friends often say, what a charming man my father is, and how fortunate I am to have someone like you. You really know how to treat a lady, as they often comment on your splendid charisma and how much style and charm you have. Hey, old fart, happy birthday. You have to come over here. Present.
Where's the cake?
Oh, is that the cutest thing?
I have to open it.
Give him a hand, somebody.
This is a male way of opening a gift. You know, you just rip it open.
Really? Who did they beat? Mike, how about getting with it? Tell him to hurry up.
We want to see you.
Hey, Mike, we're getting tired of photographing you back.
I could never work out where my old Peachtree Road Race t-shirts had gone to.
Oh, my.
It's a Peachtree Road Race quilt. And Jeff Galloway even signed it. Who knows who Jeff Galloway is?
Yeah, yeah.
The pasta will be served now.
Hold it up, Mike.
I tell Mark that two of the t-shirts that are on here from the half marathons I had to borrow from Jeff Wiener and David Taylor. You can now return those t-shirts to them. They are not yours.
I knew there was a party, the kind of party I didn't know. But I did come prepared to prove
You weren't supposed to speak.
that a few weeks ago I received in the mail an application form for the AARP and I applied for it, and I haven't got my card yet, but here's the membership acceptance certificate. The last few days I took some family on we went to the Carter Center, we went to the Coca-Cola Museum, and I was very aware of the admission fees. There was adults, there were senior citizens, and there were children. And I did not qualify for senior citizens. So I'm not one of you yet. I'm talking about the table on my right. Yeah. I might be 50 or getting old, but I am growing younger. And I really believe the oldies put the young people to shame. My wife has really been fantastic. And I honestly feel that this is more a reflection on her than it is on me. wanted to know that come her 50th, she's not going to get anything like this. So she may as well enjoy the celebration. I beg your pardon? I had to take 3 months off work. Now I know why she hasn't been keen to go back to work for the last few months. Gee, I didn't even prepare anything. Huh? Yeah, well, I suppose I have to tell a joke. Some people might like it. Barbara Cohn might like it. About this 8-year-old man who was asked to kind of leave something for posterity, and they said, we'd like to, keep some of your semen so we could at least kind of have something wonderful for the future. So he went along to wherever he had to go, and they gave him a little specimen container and told him to go into a little room, and 20 minutes went by, and an hour went by, and nothing happened. Although I'm telling the joke correctly. And eventually they knocked on the door and said, can we help you? So he said, well, I'm having trouble. I use my right hand, I then use my left hand, and I use both hands. I just couldn't open the container. Yeah, this weekend has really been fantastic. I can't even name the people they've come from Australia, they've come from England, they've come from California, they've come from Cincinnati, they've come from Canada. Who else have I left out? Sandy Springs. Miami. Raise your hands if I've left you out. Phoenix. Dallas. No, who's come from Dallas? Laguna Beach. Johannesburg. I said Toronto. I said Canada, please. Seattle. Friends from Seattle. Oh, Connecticut. Any advance of Connecticut? Birmingham. Go on, this is geography. I just want to thank you all for coming and helping to celebrate my birthday. And as I said again, it really is a reflection on my wife. My kids have been fantastic as well. I don't know, I have nothing else to say. Really, I'm just so overwhelmed. I could get my family who've come from all these 4 corners of the world to stand up, but they may feel embarrassed. And I just want to know that I really do appreciate it. Did I mention London? Huh? I think the biggest contingency comes from London. Now, they won the prize. Yeah, all right, you can collect it afterwards. I'll split the bill with you. Thanks for coming, and please enjoy yourselves.
Would everybody please make yourself comfortable? The next 30 minutes, we're going to have some chamber music from my father. It's his favorite type of music. So everybody just sit down, relax, and enjoy the music.
I know this is a bit much to ask, but can I ask Uncle Mike? I know he's a bit old now, but can you just schlep all the way down here, please? As you know, when people start getting on in years, they often look towards religion and mysticism. Uncle Mike, we're indeed a lucky family to have our own guru, who I'm sure will be able to enlighten both you and your guests as to where you went wrong in your past and the successes that you had. And also he may give you some advice for the future. So without any more ado, may I introduce to you the roaster, the one and only Swami Dig.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of memories for Mike Wilson. Let's share them with him tonight as I take you back into some of the highlights of his life. For each one of you here tonight, at some time, met Michael for the first time. For me, it was 18 years ago in Somerset West, in Shupsy Postal's house, in a photograph album, where he showed me a picture of Michael and Barbara. And on the next page, a picture of Michael and Barbara. And on the next page, a picture of Michael and Barbara. And the amazing thing about every photograph of Mike was he had the same hand in the same pocket. So I said, Shupsy, why does Michael have the same hand in the same pocket? And he said, well, you know, it's his special hand. I did not know what Mike did for a living. And on the next page, there he was with the same hand in the same pocket. So I said, perhaps he's a one-handed concert pianist or a financier with a special hand he signs checks with. Tell me, Shupsy, what's special about that hand? Richard, that's the hand that has the special fingers. I wondered if he could be a one-handed, two-fingered concert pianist. When he told me that those were the golden fingers. If you've enjoyed yourself tonight, thank Mike's gold fingers. Mike, the way things are going in medicine and the cuts, I don't know if you're going to have many more parties like this. When I asked his brother-in-law, Robert, sitting there, what do you think about the years that you've had him as a brother-in-law? Have you really been happy? He said, you know, Richard, if I would have had my way when Mike really got drunk in his student days at the Pig and Whistle, when the police arrived and took him off to prison, I think Teddy and I should have left him there. I said, but how could you say anything like that? He said, well, for example, when they got married, he took his sister, Barbara, to this wonderful hotel in Lorenzo Mark. Some of you might have been there, called the Polana. And he took the best suite with a view, he told Barbara, overlooking the sea. In fact, it was the John that overlooked the sea. And I'm told all the time he was there, no one could in fact get hold of him. He was such a loving, devoted man. But, as your brother-in-law tells me, now you take your wife, his sister, to Nepal to stay in the Yik and Yak Hotel, where there is no John even in the hotel, but is outside with a hole in the ground with a bucket over it, and you just cannot believe these photographs. Yes, Mike, things have really changed. Or have they changed? Michael's mother shared the story with me only last night. When Mike was 3, she was walking down Elof Street with him in Johannesburg, and in a toy shop there was a beautiful red. Do you remember what it was, Mike? Was it a bicycle? It was a rocking horse. And Michael said, in his 3-year-old mind, I've got to have it! And he threw a tantrum in the middle of Elof Street. Do you know that he was on the sidewalk, kicking his legs in the air, screaming, with people standing around him? His mother didn't know what to do. He was pulling her skirt up. He wanted that red rocking horse. And we know things haven't really changed. 3 weeks ago, in a Mercedes-Benz dealership here in Atlanta, on the floor and screaming, in front of this black 300 SL was Michael, and the salesman says, you can have it, Dr. Wilson, you can have it, you sign the papers, you don't have to perform like this. One of the interesting things is, what was the romance like between Barbara and Mike? What really happened in those early days for those of you that weren't there? Was he really the shy man? Well, firstly, before I tell you about Barbara's courtship, I'm going back to when he was 14. And one of his buddies, now living in San Diego from Durban, one Dennis Monk, was able to research and find an old girlfriend. And we've got a letter from her that I'm going to read to you tonight. He wants to see if this is true. I'm going to call her Frida. I like to read this in the way it was written. Dear Dennis, man, great to hear from you. How's the States? Yes, man, I'm still alive here in Durbs and married for the 4th time. Oh, yes, I remember that good-looking Mike Walkson. But I thought when I was 13, he would take me to the bioscope for some Carlton. I was never sure whether he liked me or my well-developed breasts. I was thrilled about that article about Mike in Time magazine, you know, the one about the G-spot. But what they left out, man, that really upset me was it was me, Frida, who showed Mike where the G-spot was. And then he had the cheek to say in the article that it's exaggerated. Oh man, send him my best. I'm glad he made the big 5. I should have guessed he would have ended up a gynae and those lacquer hands of his were all over me. Give Mike my address so next time he comes to Durban he can look up an old friend. Well, Michael, of course, met Barbara through an introduction through Teddy, and in the early days when he was at university, he eventually asked her out to a dance. It was a dance at College House, where they used to have straw on the floor. Nola wouldn't go to those dances, she was too prim and proper. But Mike took Barbara, and that's where it all began. 3 years ago, friends, in the Kruger National Park, Mike wasn't with us. He was too busy with his goldfingers in Atlanta, but Barbara and the kids and my family were all in the car when Gillian asked her mother the magic question. Mum, did Dad ever say he loved you? The whole car stopped. Animals from all over Kruger National Park ran to hear the answer. And Barbara told us, well, once, when I went overseas, your father wrote a postcard, and on the bottom of the postcard he said, love Mike. Mike loves Atlanta, and Atlanta loves Mike. Wolf Photograph loves Mike. You know that Mike's taken over 100,000 photographs developed a Wolf camera since he's been here. Mercedes dealerships love him. Patients love him. I thought that was interesting till I realized they were all women. Restaurants don't love Mike. If you go to a restaurant with Mr. Picky, you could be in for free dinners, free desserts, and free wines. Do you know who loves him? The drivers at Val love him. They're still talking about that guy with a strange accent that left $100 tip. Mike Wolfson. But he's got a very big heart. A very big heart has Mike. And another letter came, believe it or not, that Mike hasn't seen yet, to the house that I'm going to read to you, which gives you some indication as to how big his heart is. This is from one Naidu Patel. I'll read it in his voice, as written to Dr. and Mrs. Walton. Dear Dr. and Mrs. Walton, special friends. Do you remember me, Naidu Patel? I drove you around Delhi in my taxi last year. One of your luggage labels fell off, so I had your name, address, and phone number all this time. Remember, I said it was my dream to get green card and come to America, Dr. Walton. And you said, oh, you're just what America needs. and to look me up when you arrive. Now, I make application for green card, and using your name as my sponsor, and signing your name on forms. I don't want to bother busy doctor. Now I'm green card I've got, and can you imagine my excitement? I will be arriving in Atlanta from London on British Airways 2 to 7 on a special day, Saturday, April 25th, to celebrate our reunion and last day of Jewish Passover with your family. I'm only intending to stay for a few weeks while we get settled in. I'll be with my wife Neelu, mother-in-law, and 6 children. Your very best friend Naidu Patel. P.S. We only eat vegetarian dishes, and please bring a minivan to the airport. Michael doesn't know whether to believe that or not. He's really beginning to look worried. Michael, of course, has a great sense of timing. I mean, Jerry and Fran Sher will tell you that in their most passionate moment, Mike's the one who knocks on the front door. Right, Mike? And, of course, Mike runs every day because he believes he really is going to be Mr. America. The big questions all your friends want to know, Mike, is when will you run your first marathon? You notice tonight that Mike spoke, he told you a dirty joke. Those are usually reserved for the sauna, because now that he's reached the age of 50, he shares them with his friends weekly. And your friends, they want to know, Mike, what's this with this laptop computer, where you've put everybody in this room's name and address in, and it's taken you 3 years. But you know, when you reach 50, you need that fast, sleek, elongated object that you can take in your hands and you can feel the sheer delight and uncontrollable power. And it fulfills that fantasy when Mike Wilson bought a 300 SLR. When Mike was 40, he really celebrated by having an hemorrhoidectomy. You know that? It was a really painful experience and he enjoyed that. I hope tonight he enjoyed his swami-tictomy.
I'm not going to say anything else other than thank Richard and Desi. None of you really know that I won the Florida lottery last week. I got 3 numbers out of 6, and they brought me $4. Thank you.
Mom?
This is a joke on me. I'm not a public speaker. I just want to thank everyone for coming, for sharing this special time with us. Without you, it wouldn't have been the celebration that it is. From far and near, thank you for sharing tonight with us.
Just stay there and say, just stay there.